Hi, I'm Dr. Eitzen. Let's talk a little bit about compression socks, why they're so important, and then let me give you some tips to help make sure that you get the right size and have the easiest time possible getting them on and off your legs. First, compression socks. Why are they so important? First, it is the gold pillar when it comes to conservative management of vein problems in your legs. But also, most insurances require that a person try medical grade compression, which means a compression gradient of 20 to 30 mmHg, or millimeters of mercury, for at least 6 to 12 weeks, depending on the particular insurance. Now, I know this is super annoying, and many of you are probably going, yeah, Dr. Eitzen, I've tried compression before, and they're so hard to get on, or they're so tight and they hurt. I hear you. We hear it all the time, but I'm here to help in any way I can to make the process of meeting the insurance requirements properly as straightforward and pain-free as possible. So first, let's start with how we measure the legs. So when it comes to measuring the legs, the first thing is whichever leg is the largest, that's the one that you want to measure. Now, compression comes in both calf high and thigh high. But for today's demonstration, we're going to focus on calf high compression. So the first thing is with the ankle, you want to measure the ankle at the smallest part. So you can use either a piece of string or a paper measuring tape. You just go around the ankle. So the first measurement is on the smallest part of the ankle. Once you've recorded that, your second measurement is going to be at the largest part of the calf. So again, you'll just start here on the largest part of the calf. Now, every brand has a different size chart, so make sure you go by the size chart to get the right size. What I recommend is the measurements that you have should be somewhere in the middle to the lower part of whatever range is on that particular size chart to the brand. That way you get the compression you need without it being too tight. So now that you've had the right measurements, let's give you some tips on how to put the compression socks on. So the first demonstration will be of a closed-toe compression sock. And then the second demonstration will be of an open-toe compression sock to help make sure that you have the easiest time possible getting your compression socks on. So this is a calf-high closed-toe compression sock made by a company called Mojo. This is actually the brand that we tend to carry in our office for a couple reasons. One, it's inexpensive for our patients, but also good quality. You can actually get very good compression socks these days right off of the internet, even off of Amazon. They're good quality and they're inexpensive. Other great brands include Doc Miller, or there's also some more medical ones like Juzo or Jobst, J-O-B-S-T, or Sigvaris. All of these are great brands with many options when it comes to compression socks. Some of them available even have zippers on the side, and so that can also be a great option to help with ease of putting the compression socks on and also getting them off. But for today, we're going to use a calf-high closed-toe compression sock from Mojo. So this is fresh out of the package. So what I recommend is what you first don't do. Do not take the compression sock and roll it down like you typically would with putting on a calf-high tube sock or something like that. When you do this, you're actually increasing the amount of compression at the bottom and you're fighting yourself. This will make it very, very hard to get the sock on. So what do? What I recommend is you treat the sock almost like it's a sock puppet. You have the heel facing you or whoever's helping you put the compression sock on. You take your hand with the thumb towards the heel, down to the heel. You grab the heel and then invert or just gently pull the compression sock down over the heel. Once you've done that, you're now not fighting yourself so much. You'll have the heel facing backwards, and then stretching it with your fingers and thumbs, you put it over your toes till you feel your toes hit the well where you're of the tip of the sock, and go over your heel. Once it's over the heel, that's the hardest part. You just grab the end of the compression sock and slowly pull it up to the top of the calf. And from there, you can adjust to make sure there's no big creases pinching the skin. From here, these compression socks are very stretchy. So if I were just to grab them and really pull, you can see they come up to behind my knee. You don't want them up this high. They will pinch behind the knee and it will hurt. So you want to adjust so the compression socks come just to the top of the calf, generally about 2 finger widths or so below the bottom of your kneecap. This is ideal placement for comfort and for function of the compression socks. If they do start to get uncomfortable or you need to take them off at the end of the day, all you have to do is grab the sock at the top and simply pull down and invert the sock over the foot. And it comes off. These are machine washable on gentle cold. I do not recommend machine drying them because that can ruin the compression that's in the sock and can make them shrink, making your life kind of miserable. I hope this helps. And again, this was Mojo brand compression socks, closed toe. You can go directly to their website or you can find them on Amazon. So similar to a closed toe compression sock, this open toe compression calf high open toe sock from Doc Miller, you can use similar tip to get it on easier also. The difference is this one does not have the parts of the toes, so it leaves the toes exposed. So this can be an option if you're wearing sandals, that type of thing. But similar to the closed toe, you don't want to roll the compression sock down to get it on. This is going to make the compression very, very tight and very difficult to get on. So instead, put your thumb facing up into the heel of the compression sock and grab the heel like you're making a sock puppet. Pull it down to the heel, and then now you have a much easier time getting the compression sock over the foot. It is a struggle a little bit just because it's tight. Get your toes in, grab the end here, and then gently and slowly pull the compression sock up to the calf to put in place about 2 finger widths below your kneecap, and then adjust the heel. This can be done by yourself. If you have somebody to help you, just as good. Just get the creases out of the sock. Once you're done wearing it, like same thing as with the closed toe, just pull the compression sock down to the heel, off. This can be washed on delicate, on cold. Do not machine dry them. They will shrink and it will ruin the compression within the sock. I hope you find this instructional video helpful. And again, this is Doc Miller compression socks. You can get these directly from their website or off of Amazon.